Hello everyone, Dark Python here, and welcome to Wizards of Legend, a elemental roguelike. You basically play as the Avatar, go around and beat the ever-living shit out of people that you don't like. It's great! I was given a review code by the kind people at Humble Bundle, so thank you to them for providing me with a code for this game so I can bring it to you all. I was supposed to do this video last week, but unfortunately life got in the way as it has a tendency to do, and it's a little bit late, but here it is anyway. Been having a few problems with OBS on the laptop, so who knows whether this video will go up. Maybe this will just be me talking to myself for another half an hour. We will have to find out. But unfortunately, the video actually went really well. And I actually did well and killed some bosses and generally showed the progress of the game. It was great. And of course, it all went bad and OBS crashed and corrupted it. So we will have to see how it goes. Anyway, so basic premise of this game is you start off with 4 attacks. You start off with a basic attack, a dash, which is also an attack, a primary spell, and your signature spell. All of those are on cooldowns other than your basic attack. The dash is not on a cooldown, but the attack that goes with the dash is. So I can continue to dash, but I just don't gain any benefit. Essentially, by attacking stuff, the little blue bar underneath the HP goes up when you gain hit combos and stuff. And once you do, you start to glow, and then you can do your signature spell, Super Style, and it's great. Lots of different things you can start off with. You can start off with one relic of one relic that you have unlocked, 48 in each tier, which is a ridiculous number of relics. So you can start off with one of many different things. I'm starting off with the chance to slow. But there's also defensive ones like gain HP whenever you crit or come back to life, and little sprites that help you out. A magnet, which is basically giant knockback. You can destroy projectiles and all sorts of wonderful things like that. So there's lots of customization in this game. There are 5 elements. There's air, water, lightning, fire, and earth. I'm not a huge fan of earth personally, but it's going to be personal preference for a lot of people, I think. They do seem to have their own attributes, so air seems to be the quickest, lightning hits the most, and also seems to have a higher chance of critting. Fire does just a lot of damage. Earth has a pretty good amount of knockback, and their spells tend to be somewhat defensive focused. And water tends to slow things. So that's the general basics. You earn 2 different types of currency. There's gold and there's these chaos gems. The chaos gems can be used after the run, so once you die and then come back to life, you can use them in the shop to unlock more spells or more relics that you can start off with, and various things like that. Or you can also start off with a different outfit. I'm actually going to do this because I'm not 100% sure what they do, so I'm going to buy this Vigor one. You can now equip this by talking to the wardrobe. An excellent addition to your collection, sir. Quite charming and fashionable. So, yes, they do have different things. So, the red and blue are standard. This one has increased health and increased defense. But they cost a lot. They cost 75 crystals, which is the same price as one of the signature spells. But generally, once you find a signature spell you like, you're probably going to stick with it for a while. So we've now got increased health and increased defense, so we might do quite well. Who knows? We'll just have to find out, won't we? So, how the game works. You start off in a room. You pick the direction to go, vaguely Isaac-esque. You go around, you kill the enemies, you find the boss, you find the shops, you get more loot. You go around, you kill the enemies, you find the next floor, you go down, you kill the boss, find enemies, etc, etc. Standard stuff that we've all been doing in these kind of games for a while now. The only thing I will say is that this game is incredibly difficult. The enemies hit really hard, and the dodge doesn't actually give you invulnerability, so you want to dodge out of the way of attacks, not through attacks. Bear that in mind, because I will probably dodge into attacks a lot throughout this run, because I'm used to dodges in games giving you invulnerability, and this one doesn't. So it's not a bad thing, it's just, you know, it's what I'm used to. I'm used to them giving me dodge, so I expect it, and it's not there. Knocking enemies into pits is an incredibly good way of killing them, because enemies in this game have a lot of HP, and they also hit like a bloody truck. So you can quite happily go for a knockback build and just knock enemies into pits. Bear in mind, there are no pits in the boss fights that I've seen, so you're going to want some way of killing normal bosses. So just be careful when it comes to that. You don't want to find yourself in a boss fight with no way of killing them, because most of your attacks are all knockback based and not very high damage. So, the next thing we need to talk about is the shops. There's 3 different types of shops. There's always an Arcana shop, there's always a Relic shop, which sells a health potion, and there is a random shop. Yeah, let's fight the boss while I'm here. The Arcana shop sells more spells for that run only. The Relic shop gives you relics for that run only, and the random shop depends what it is. So while fighting bosses, when they're yellow, you run away, because it means they're about to attack. They always show you what their attack is, and where it's going to go, how big it is, etc. So it's fairly easy to dodge. You just have to be competent enough to dodge it, which I'm not most of the time. Wow, we actually did really well. We got 2 things. We got a horse's head. Oh my god, it actually puts a horse head on you. And we got a snowflake, which does... Ooh, pretty. Okay, I like that. So let's see what this horse head does. Designed by artisan Taco Bowls, of course. This relic allows you to look quite dashing as you gallop to max speed with ease. Okay, so it allows you to run quicker, essentially, which is actually pretty useful in this game. Here's the normal shop. We don't actually need to buy a health potion, which is nice, so we can buy... I'm going to buy the Sprite. The Sprite is just a little dude who follows you around, and this one will slow enemies. So it's pretty useful. We've done 69% of the floor. I don't know whether you want to or need to do 100%, but I normally do. Kill these guys with my beautiful horse's head. Because why wouldn't I? Yes, this direction. We're not doing too bad so far. We haven't been hit that much. You cannot run into pits on your own. However, if I dash, I will fall into the pit, and falling into a pit does hurt. So, like so. Thank you for the demonstration, brain. You're a wonderful thing. Oh, that's a nice spell. I would like that spell. I would like that to be a permanent spell. Looks like we've got a costume, so I can upgrade my costume at the cost of HP. I'm not going to do that because I'm not suicidal. It's normally quite a cost of HP as well to gain like 20 max HP, and once you come off max HP I find it incredibly difficult to get back to it, so I might be missing something. If I am, let me know in the comments, then I can change it. As for secret rooms, like in most roguelikes, I don't know if there is on this one. I haven't run into any, and normally I would have run into some by now. I think I've put like 50 hours into the game so far, something like that. So I would have been expecting to accidentally come across one secret room at least, unless they're like super duper secret. We definitely want the enhanced basic attack. I'll talk more about that when we actually get the money for it, because I might die before then, so no point talking about something if I'm just going to die. Oh, the wonderful, wonderful speed. So the only problem I've had so far with the game is that you can attack in any direction, However, if you want to stand still and attack, you can only attack in 4 cardinal directions, which can be somewhat problematic. So I can't stop myself in a diagonal and then attack a turret to the diagonal. I have to be running in that direction if I want to attack in that direction, which can be fine, or it can be really problematic. I've found it quite problematic sometimes, and bollocks. Oh, Pits, why do you do this to me? Yeah, it might just be my controller, or it might just be a strange design choice. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you get used to it, so take that as you wish. As for controllers over gamepads over mouse and keyboard, they all seem to work absolutely fine. Haven't found any problem with either. I personally prefer using a gamepad for this type of game, so that's what I'm using. I'm using a PS4 controller. One thing that is nice is on the options, you can change what the button types say, but not what they do. It's great. So I can have it on PlayStation controller things, even though the PC recognises it as an Xbox controller. It's wonderful. More games should do that. It's really not difficult. You're adding like 5 other symbols to the game, and it makes my life so much easier. I know the Xbox symbols, but I know the PlayStation symbols much better because I've had a PlayStation for longer. Let me just get that mouse off the screen. You can actually have a target reticule. Oh no, options. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's here somewhere. Display numbers, system cursor. So you can have it as like a normal cursor if you want, but unless you're using the mouse, it does literally nothing. So it will just stay there and annoy people. So bear that in mind. But you can turn it off. They've added a lot of nice quality of life options here, which is always good. Now I've got VSync on, as you may have noticed. That's mainly because I'm running OBS, and OBS has a tendency to make things run like a pile of shit. So this way I can guarantee that I'm not going to drop frames or anything along those lines, or, bits and pieces like that. But without OBS running, it runs at a solid like 130 on my laptop. Laptop's running a 1050 and a 7th gen i7, so it runs pretty damn well as far as things go. I need to be careful. It's not. So yes, when they're yellow, you stay away. When they're not yellow, you attack. Simple premise, however, difficult to restrain yourself from attacking during a massive hit combo because it's really fun. You're essentially the Avatar in this game, and oh my god, bloody pinatas. Okay, we can try, why not? I'm gonna have quick enough attacks. So the pinatas reset themselves after a certain amount of time. In that time you have to kill them, or they reset. Once reset, you have to start over again. They are an absolute pain in the ass. I've only ever killed one once. I'm going to buy that HP potion and then buy the upgraded... Yes, upgraded basic attack. So, each attack can be enhanced. What that does is essentially unlocks another perk for that attack. So, you can see that before you even buy it, which is really nice. So we see that basic air spinner, enhanced version will throw 2 discs at the same time, which is great. It just basically doubles the amount of discs that are spinning around us. This one increases the shield durability, this one increases the number of strikes. That one you've seen. So signature spells are always enhanced, but how you get their enhancement to work is you actually have to get that blue bar up to maximum. So now our discs are better, which is good. That means more damage. More damage is always good. You want to be constantly moving forward, otherwise you're going to be Oh, we're at the boss. Oh, it's Tree Guy. Yes, Tree Guy is the one I have the most problems with. His arena is full of trees, and they have a tendency to block what he's doing. So the first thing you want to do... I hope your trip here hasn't been too terrible, because you're about to get crushed. They all say puns.
absolutely all of them. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of all of the trees, because, well, quite frankly, this guy is a pain in the ass. And the trees are very distracting. So we just want to move out the way. We definitely want to move out the way of that. Like I said, you can't dodge through attacks, so what I was doing there was being an idiot. But we're doing well. This might actually be the first time we can kill this dude. Poison bombs, gonna do a big old smash-a-rooney. Oof. I hit for like 130 damage, that wasn't very nice. Right, back off. Bad time for an itchy eye. Yep. So they all do like a pose after they've done their attack so you can beat the ever-living crap out of them, essentially. So it's the same as normal bosses. Yellow equals dodge. Once they've dodged, go in for the attack, get the stun, unleash hell. Your will is stronger than diamond. Farewell, a rocky journey awaits you. And now the floors, and everything gets a lot harder. So once you kill a boss, you unlock a skill for ever. Ooh, that's a nice one. Very tough. So yeah, you unlock skills via either killing stuff or using the gems to buy them back at the base. However, obviously you want to use your gems to buy the suits because they upgrade your character in other ways that skills can't. Also, I found that once you find a set of skills that you like, you tend to stay with it quite a lot, so... Now, the floors do get harder as you go on. The enemies do more attacks, they do different patterns than they would normally, so if I fought those guys on the first set of floors, before the first boss was killed, then they would be much easier than they are now. So as time goes on, they seem to get more and more attacks, and so that needs 2 fire skills and a water skill. I have no fire skills, so there's no point in me going there. Some chests are locked to what elements they require to open them. So you can normally see the chest before you've committed to going over there. It's not the worst thing in the world if you do go over there. It just means you might get hurt by the spikes, which tend to do about 25 damage. And obviously you have to jump across, which, you know, I'm really good at falling in holes. Don't know why. It's a lifelong problem apparently in games. We've got to utilise all of our spells. Now that we actually have extra spells, we can utilise a lot more of them. And you can see as you progress in the dungeon, you unlock more spells to use, and having more spells to use is generally a good thing, because then things die quicker. Ouch! Ooh, getting a little bit close. We could do with some HP. We really need to find a shop. Really need to find a shop. Could be anywhere on the floor, so we just gotta keep on looking and keep on hoping. Definitely kill any wizards first. They are your biggest problem in this game. Any sort of ranged enemy in this game I find to be... Ooh, you bastard. Good attack. Good sneaky. Good sneaky. Unfortunately, we did die. You lose all the gold, however you do not lose any crystals you gained along the way, so that's always nice. We are going to change attacks out for a minute. We're going to change to this one. Let's see what it's like when it's super enhanced. So you can see what it's like. Ooh, yes, that's nice. That does a lot of damage. Nice amount of CC, I should think, as well. Probably a lot of stunning. Going to change our standard arcana as well. What are we going to change it to? I've unlocked quite a lot of these now, and there are a whole bunch of them. You can drop chess pieces on people's heads, which is great fun. There's also ones that charm enemies, so they can go and fight for you. There really is a ridiculous number of spells in this game. So you will be able to find something that you like running. Do like that spell.
Yeah, let's run with that. I don't believe you get any bonus for running all one type of spell. Not that I've noticed anyway. We are going to buy a new suit. Pace, grit, shift. What does shift do? Shift increases evade chance and crit chance. Okay, this is a fun one. Also, we look awesome in purple. So, we're gonna also buy a couple more relics here, I think, just to see what we can do. So we've got the cloak, increase fire and lightning arcana damage, but receive more damage from water and earth. That's risky. What I'm actually going to do, if we've got an increased crit chance, I'm going to put on the vampire eyeglasses, which heals us every time we crit. Seems sensible to me. Still looking for more basic attacks. I would like some more basic fire attacks, because I've only got one. It's not very good. But, well, it's probably good, I just don't like it. I can't really say they're not very good, because I'm not a huge fan of super close range combat, and the one fire spell I have under basic is super close range, so can't really say that. Oh, that does a good amount of damage. Just a solid amount of damage. That's fun. Again, dodge away from the projectiles, not through the projectiles. You bastard. Stop doing that. Stop it. Yeah, fighting in small corridors is pretty deadly in this game. And they like to make you do it as much as humanly possible. Because they're just that mean. Oh, hello, that's a lot of wizards. I do not like that number of wizards. No, sir. You can get slain. I said get slain. Thank you. That was the enhanced signature spell. You might as well use it whenever it comes up because it runs out fairly quick. You gain it via the combo, and once it is once you stop getting a combo, it goes down pretty quickly. So you might as well use the thing whenever it comes off, unless you know the boss is going to be in the next room and you can get there before it comes out. You can be interrupted, by the way, incredibly easily. Incredibly easily. So bear that in mind when you're casting off your arcanas and various things like that, because they will interrupt you and you will be upset that it's on cooldown and nothing happened. It would be nice if there was a little bit more indication as to when you get interrupted, because sometimes you press the button, nothing happens, you're there spamming it, you look down, and oh yeah, it's on cooldown. So there's a few things that would be nice to be added to the game. Hello. But so far, oh shit. Ooh, he dropped a relic. Did not know that could happen. Combo gloves. Basic Arcana have extra combo. Pretty nice. So you add an extra attack essentially.
Yes, it was
So it's the fourth attack is now extra, which is always good, instead of 3. These are all cursed items. This is one of the random shops. What we got?
You streaming, dear?
Doing a recording.
Ah, cool. Have fun.
I will. Double-edged cestus, overpriced insurance, armor of greed. Let's get the double-edged cestus and see what it does. Increased basic arcana damage. All other damage is decreased. So our basic arcana is probably now one of our best ones. So we need to bear that in mind. So we get an extra attack with our basic arcana as well as... Oh shit. Oh my god, please leave me alone. Please. Yeah, this guy I'm really bad at. I find his attacks one of the hardest to dodge. Let's evade, thank you game. Boom, 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 boom. Run away! Nope. Dead. Damn. Balls. Tats. But that will do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. This has been
Wizards of Legend, you can get it on Steam now. It's £15, I believe, or $20-ish, that kind of thing. Thank you once again for Humble Bundle for supplying me with the key so I can bring the game to you. There will be another video later on. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you later.